Not too long ago, we reviewed the rugged, waterproof Bluetti AC180, which, as well as the headline IP65 rating, could be expanded with the B80 battery packs. But Bluetti has another neat release up its sleeve for this summer season, the AC180. Available from June 15th, it's a mid-size portable solar generator with big output capabilities. This is not waterproof, nor is it expandable, so what exactly about the AC180 makes it worthy of your time and hard-earned money? Let's find out in today's review. I'm James Bruce, you're watching MakeUseOf.com. All right, so let's talk about the key specs, capacity and power output. I really don't like the recent trend of companies changing their product names to reflect total power output rather than capacity, but alas, here we are. The AC180 has 1800 watts of continuous output, or 1.8 kilowatts, and a 2700 watt peak, but only 1152 watt hours of capacity. Now that's a somewhat curious capacity, but the ability to draw a lot out of this all at once is great, even if it will be short-lived. Potentially you could drain this in 30 to 40 minutes of intensive use. In practical terms, I was able to run an induction hob from this, and I always love a review where I get to cook a bacon and egg bap, so full marks from me there. Doing so took about 10% from fully charged, so that's a lot of baps before you need to refuel. Now, just like the AC60, the AC180 also features power lift mode, an AC boost feature, which in theory enables certain appliances which would normally need much higher power than a continuous 1800 watt to still run. And in this case, that's up to 2700 watts. Now, this is slightly different from peak load, which is just a temporary burst of power that appliances can draw, typically when they turn on at first. Power lift AC mode is a bit of a cheat. It'll only work with certain inductive load appliances, and those are ones such as large motors or big heating elements. And although the appliance will run, you'll find it's not as fast or not as hot as usual. You also need to enable power lift mode from the smartphone app, and unfortunately my full-size kettle is 2800 watts, so this still won't run it even in power lift mode. However, this barbecue hot plate will, so we had a nice outdoor barbecue using just this. As a quick note, the battery cells are LFP, or Lithium Iron Phosphate. Those are the most long-lasting you can currently get in a portable battery, which will be good for 3000 plus cycles until it degrades to around 80% capacity. If you're planning on using this off-grid all day, every day, then that's really essential. Don't consider a lithium ion or Li cell-based battery, because you'll find they degrade much quicker in around 500 to 800 cycles. So this has an exceptionally long lifespan. As for ports, you have the standard 12-volt cigarette lighter, which, I'm going to say it's for vintage portable appliances, mini fridge, that sort of thing. And of course you have some USB, in this case one USB-C PD 100 watts and 4 USB ports, though for some reason these are in two sets of two. I assume it has a maximum combined 15 watts output, as does set B. So you can have two higher power USB chargers, put one in A and one in B for the best output. Most USB devices won't draw the full 3 amps, so they're good to share, but phones and tablets are more likely to. You also have a nice wireless Qi charging pad on top, but no built-in light, which is a bit disappointing. The AC180 also features some basic LED info panel on the front with the same bizarre semicircular battery remaining indicator that I talked about in the AC60 review. Also, not something I noted on the AC60 review, but I will note here, the buttons are one-touch physical operation, and in the past Bluetti have needed you to hold down the button to activate it, but no more. These you just press once to turn on, and then press once to activate an output group. You can also use the app if you'd rather, though it doesn't offer much beyond sort of enabling various modes such as AC boost or silent mode charging, which is slower but silent, or eco mode, which will automatically shut down when no power is drawn. In terms of size and weight, at 34 by 25 by 32, and 17 kilograms, it's not lightweight and it's pretty bulky. It's not something you're going to be taking on a hike or putting in your backpack, but it won't be a problem for you in the back of your truck or RV, and it's eminently luggable. In fact, it's perfect for off-grid RV living, as long as you can live with the lack of expansion. It's also a good size just to throw in the back of the car for emergencies. As for charging it up, it features super fast AC charging at a maximum of 1440 watts. So in theory, you could fully charge it in less than an hour, but in practice, it takes more like an hour and a half due to the optimized initial charging, which then slows down as the battery becomes more full. However, you can get 80% capacity in just 45 minutes. It's just that last 20% that will take a little longer. Solar charging, of course, is also possible up to 500 watts with an open circuit voltage of 12 to 60 volts DC and 10 amps current maximum. So I was able to use one of these larger panels, which in peak conditions gives me around 450 watts in. The 8mm plug input to do so is on the front, while the AC charger is on the side. And in the pack, you'll get the standard MC4 solar to 8mm DC plug, as well as a car charger adapter and of course an AC cable. In this case, it's a generic IEC 3-pin thing, easily replaceable, no external power brick. Also, while it's not something I've used before, if you do need to earth your appliances for a specific reason, you have a port around the side to do so. The last feature I wanted to mention is seamless UPS. A lot of batteries can be a backup power supply, but they can't be a UPS. UPS being an uninterruptible power supply, which means they'll swap over fast enough, 20 milliseconds in this case, that electronic devices don't notice the loss of power from the grid and don't suddenly turn off, often causing data loss. So if you live in an area where power cuts are frequent, the ability to act as a UPS is quite useful. I tested this out on my gaming PC, and sure enough, killing the power resulted in no loss of power on the computer via the AC180, and it was seamlessly switched over to battery backup, so we can safely say that that claim is legit. Now, if you're living off-grid, you probably don't have a big PC, of course. If you have a laptop, that has its own internal battery anyway, so you don't need to worry so much about a UPS. But if you have external drives and sensitive equipment without a battery or an actual UPS, then it does start to matter. So, the Bluetti AC180, is it right for you? The AC180 is ideal for off-grid or RV living with high output, low capacity needs. It doesn't have a superpower that I can shout about. It's not expandable, so you get what you see, and you need to determine if 1,152 watt-hours is enough for your needs. Perhaps you occasionally need to cook on electric and boil water. With up to 500 watts on your RV or cabin roof, you could potentially use this for those sort of heavy-duty but low capacity needs and keep it topped up during the day. What I wouldn't recommend is running appliances on this all the time. You'll quickly drain it, and you would really need more capacity than the 1,152 watt-hours in this. It's for short bursts of high power or very low constant power draw. But bear in mind that anytime you have the AC on, it's going to be draining the battery, even without something plugged in. So while low-power DC devices would be fine, I wouldn't recommend plugging in, say, a fridge freezer or similar and expecting it to run sort of 24 hours. But the last crucial bit of information, how about the price? From now until June 30th, you can get the AC180 for an early bird price of $800. Now, for the capacity and output, that is exceptional value for money. Usually you'd be looking at about $1 per watt-hour. But we're not going to stop there. We've also got a unique discount code. Just enter MUO AC180 for $20 off at checkout. That is a steal. So it's a solid mid-size option at a bargain price if you're quick. It's not expandable, it's not waterproof, it's not small enough to go camping with. But for high power bursts, for keeping in the back of your truck, for emergencies, for RV living, it's superb. That's it from me. Don't forget to hit me up in the comments with any questions or feedback, or hit like if you found this review helpful, and I'll see you next time.